During these days of Nechama, following Tu B'Av, I was fascinated by one of the sugyas that we learned in the Daf Yomi this week in the name of Rav Nachman, who's called Nachman because he's a Menachem. And the comfort comes from the following psak. Rav Nachman wants to know what happens if, for example, Reuven builds a structure, but he did not build the windows or the doors, and there's no access to the building. It's a building on land that's hefker, that's ownerless. Shimon comes along and makes the doors and the gates, making the building accessible. Rav Nachman says that it's not Reuven who acquires ownership on the land, but rather Shimon, because what Reuven did was really meaningless. How can you get access to the house without doors or gates? But Shimon finished the job. And why is this a great Nechama? The Mefarshim, the commentaries point out that there's a contradiction at face value. On the one hand, the Gemara tells us in the Masechet Bava Kama and elsewhere that the Bayis Shlishi, the third Beis Hamikdash, is going to come down from the heavens. But on the other hand, what seems to be a problem is that one of the mitzvahs of Taryag is that we build the Beis Hamikdash. And at the time of the Melech Moshiach, he will build the Beis Hamikdash. Now, if the Mikdash is coming down from Shamayim, how can we fulfill the mitzvah of building the Beis Hamikdash? But the answer, I believe, and I think I saw it in a sefer called the Gyoni Halacha, is that the initial Mikdash, of course, as a structure, will come down from heaven, but it won't have gates. The gates somehow sunk below the ground, as the Tanakh tells us. We, under the guidance of Melech HaMashiach, will bring up the Sha'arim and will be able to make the Beis Hamikdash accessible. So really, the Bayis Shlishi is what we call in modern Hebrew Shituf Pu'ulah. It's two partners operating in tandem together. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who's bringing down the Mikdash as the walls of the Mikdash, the structure, but we are there to make the Mikdash accessible by building the doors and the gates. Ratzah may be zocheh to see speedily in our day this Nechama, when the Bayis Shlishi will come down from heaven and we will complete and fulfill the mitzvah of building the Beis HaMikdash. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.